Okay, next up on the Headbangers Ball Melodic Rock Special, I'd like you to meet a 24-year-old musician, multi-talented, and just, I don't know, singer, songwriter, producer, Paul Laine. So how are you doing, Paul?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Vanessa?
I'm very, very good, thank you. Now, you're so talented, you can do so many different things. I was wondering, which of those disciplines do you actually find the most satisfying?
Well, I think performing the songs that I write. Obviously, there's a rush to writing them and having them come out. They're like your children. But I think performing them is the most fun of all. Absolutely.
Good.
I mean, this is rock and roll, right?
Of course, and we'll be seeing you in live action a little bit later on tonight. But some people may not realise, but you've sung backing vocals for some very successful bands. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. I did all the background vocals on Flesh and Blood, Poison album. And I just finished Face the Heat, which is the new Scorpions album, yeah. And after I go back, I start on the new AC/DC album.
Is it at all frustrating for you to add the finishing touches to some very important records like that and not actually be really very well known for it?
No, I don't think so. For me, I'm just happy to do it. And I'm happy to work. Like, I'm still a fan of all those bands that I work with. And to me, that's the rush, you know? I mean, I just like making music. And I think that's what it should be. I think that's what it should be for everybody.
Okay. Now, you're based at Little Mountain Studios in Vancouver, which we know is like a very important place for hard rock and heavy metal music. I would imagine that that's a very creative environment for you, and you must have met some great people and worked with some great people.
Well, I think the Aerosmith guys were great. Bon Jovi guys were great. I mean, I think it's funny, you know, the more successful people that you meet, it seems to me, the nicer that they are. And I think that's because, you know, they don't really have to put on anything. They're already there. And I think a lot of those people understand me in the sense of, you know, I'm still on my way up. I'm still struggling. I'm still working really hard to try and make something of myself. And so, you know, everybody's been great to me.
You've learned a lot from other people as well, I would imagine.
I think that's important. I think that, you know, the only way to get ahead in this business is really look at your peers and really see what they've done to become successful. I'm not saying as far as copying, but their musical style or anything, but their approach to the music industry.
Absolutely, because Bruce Fairbairn produced your first album, which was released in 1990, and that must have been great to work with somebody like him.
It was a lot of fun. It was a dream come true. I mean, I idolized Bruce from when I was a real little kid. I guess I was about 11 years old, and I heard the first Prism albums and stuff. I don't know if they were popular over here, but in Canada, certainly they were. And so I think even that age, I got the studio bug too, you know? And so just to get a chance to work with him was a wonderful experience.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk to Paul some more in just a moment, but the most important thing for you now is to see him in live action at the Headbangers Ball Now and Then Records Gods of AOR showcase. Here he is.
I read the news today. I see that nothing's changed. You still got greed and war outside the world goes round. You only get one chance. You either fight or dance. Bombs flying, babies die outside the world goes round. Blow you away. Alright.
and I'm still with multi-talented artist Paul Laine, and we were talking a little bit about his past in the last segment. Now we're going to catch up to the actual future, well, the present day and the future. And we mentioned that your last album was out in 1990. Now I believe that you've got another record out. Why has it taken you 3 years to come back with a new project?
Well, you know, the basic thing that happened to me is that I left the record company back in about '92, and sort of irreconcilable differences. We'll just leave it at that.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
No lawyers phoning me. And that's the major reason why. You know, I also was changing my style a little bit from the previous sound to the new sound.
And are you working as a solo artist, or do you have a band, or?
I have a band backing me up, but it's under my name.
So tell us, what's your latest project that you've worked on? Have you got a new record out?
My new record comes out February 14th. So actually, after this show that we do in Milton Keynes in Manchester, we fly back to Vancouver and start recording the album, do the next video, come back over here in February and start doing a tour.
Okay, well that's great. So thanks very much for joining me, Paul. Very nice to meet you. I hope you have a good time here in the UK, and we'll obviously be hearing more of Paul in 1994. But we're going to go into another short break right now on the Headbangers Ball Melodic Rock Special. After that, we're going to be back with rising British star Gary Hughes. So stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly.